Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. Hope you had a lovely weekend and happy Monday. So, today we're going to discuss the importance of trusting your intuition. So, a lot of people call this trusting your gut or trusting your instinct, but I think it's also important to distinguish because they're not the same. So, the way I understand instinct, it's like our primal reflexes, right? So is that thing that you do maybe when you hear a loud sound and that's your startle reflex, or just knowing what to do in a dangerous situation where you see something dangerous and you kind of just instinctually know that I don't belong there. I gotta get out of there. But your intuition is different. Your intuition it's like an inner knowing. Okay. So it's that small, tiny voice, your inner voice, that is constantly giving you information. And the difference between instinct and intuition is that your instinct is normally physical, related to a physical reaction. But intuition is normally related to a feeling or energy. Yeah, that's what we call vibes. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So it's just that, right? Your intuition is your inner teacher. If you break up the words, it's that inner tuition that you get from inside. It's an inner knowing. So it's that voice where maybe you meet someone and you just get that funny feeling about them. Okay. Or you're in a situation, or you're presented presented with a situation, and that voice is kind of saying, okay, don't go there, don't hang around that person. That person is not for you. And another thing about intuition is that, as I said before, it's related, to feeling. Which is also different from discernment, okay? Because we tend to interchangeably use gut instinct with intuition, intuition is really the feeling part. And then we also interchange it with discernment. And discernment is more around using your judgment. So discernment is more coming from the mind, where you've seen certain patterns in people or situations, or you've learned from your own experience, and you're using certain information and connectors to assess a situation. So that's discernment, because it's related to judgment. So it's more on the thinking capacity. But your intuition, what I'd like to say and what I've discovered, it's that voice of God that speaks from inside you. It's not always noticeable. And essentially what the difference is between intuition and instinct is, instinct doesn't require your will, but intuition does, because you have to use your free will to choose whether you're going to listen to that voice or not. And I'd like to say, if in my life where I've not listened to my intuition, I have gone into horrifying situations where, had I listened to that voice, that feeling, that knowing that was telling me, okay, no, this situation is not right. Or sometimes your intuition is actually telling you to go into a space where other people are saying it's not for you. And a lot of people have also made career and even money mistakes, investment mistakes, listening to others when their intuition was actually saying, look, this is the right thing for you. I mean, think about it when you were young, where you wanted to go into a certain career, but your parents said, no, you must do this, whatever the case may be. And you take the road that you didn't want to go on in the first place. And what ended up happening is that you actually went into something that was far harder, far longer, and had more resistance compared to the road that you would have taken that was in line with your inner knowing. So what do I want to say? I mean, I want to keep these videos quite short. because my life doesn't allow for long format. Always trust your own voice. At the end of the day, trust your own voice. Yes, you can seek the counsel of others. Yes, you can solicit advice from others and maybe learn from what others have done, as I've said in my previous videos. But it's always important that once you've gathered all that, is always to trust your own voice, your inner voice. And that's what builds self-trust, right? Because self-trust is important going through life, because it helps you to navigate the world with a sense of self-honor rather than just honoring other people at your expense. So develop that skill of listening to yourself, listening to your inner voice. And for you to be able to do that is to spend time alone, be in silence, get away from people. And I know, particularly when you're much younger, 20s and 30s, it's partying, it's going out, it's socializing, or doing lots of activities. And in those cases, that's when other people's voices tend to drown out your own voice. So you need to get into the rhythm of creating those spaces for yourself where you are silent, where you can listen to your inner voice, what you want, and so that you can honor your voice and what it's telling you, right? Really and truly, it is the voice of the Supreme Creator, because he's speaking through you. And you have to take the time to listen to that. That's the good part. But whenever you are also in those dangerous type of situations, or maybe situations of doubt, you have to combine all three: your instinct, your intuition, and your discernment. But in my experience, the intuition is the one that reigns supreme, because it comes from an intellect that is not intellectual at all. And it comes from a more superior type of intellect. And so for any situation, use all three. Always use your judgment in terms of your discernment. Understand what your reflexes are telling you, because reflex is like sometimes you come into a situation and the hairs on the back of your head stand up. That's already giving you an indication that, hey, something is not right here. But when that intuition kicks in, whether it's giving you intuitive leads to step into certain things, or it's giving you leads to step away from certain situations, always listen to it, because it's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to save you a lot of grief. It's also going to save you a lot of pain and hurt. And where it's leading you to something phenomenal, it's going to bring huge blessings and a lot of fortune. So at the end of the day, what am I saying? Always listen to yourself. All right? Have a great day.